So we have a little problem here. This is a really nice Scuba Pro flashlight, but it's got this weird battery and charger situation. And it's normally got a barrel plug, but the center pin on the actual charger side of it broke off and is now just, you know, doing its own thing. So since this doesn't really get used for anything else, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to clip this, and I think I'm actually going to use the USB cord version of it, just so it's more universal. But I'm gonna clip this, and there should only be 2 wires in here. So that's clipped. Strip that back. And I've already probed this. Obviously red is positive, black is negative. So we've set this to continuity, so we know it's working. We did our initial test. And now battery negative is going to be these 2 outer posts, and battery positive is going to be the center post. So all I really have to do is desolder this, or get it off somehow, and then solder those 2 leads in the appropriate places here, and we will be able to essentially bypass that broken connector and be able to put this thing back together and charge the battery and do all that fun stuff. And do I have a does not appear I have a vice grips in here, so that's rather unfortunate. Sometimes I like to use the vice grips because it's you know, a good little portable stand to kind of hold what you're working on, adjustable tension. And then we want to be very careful not to lose any of these tiny screws, because good luck finding replacements if you do. I'll put those off to the side, and then maybe we'll try something like that. And then oop, guess I moved the batteries over here. So, all right. I'll give this a second to warm up. Yeah, so this shouldn't be too hard of a fix. If I brought this indoors, it'd be a little bit more, a little bit better, because I have all of the small electronics repair stuff. But we're just gonna do this in here because, you know, it's a field repair. So I think, you know, can kind of jam that in there, which will give it some tension. And then as I start melting these, I'll be able to pull that component off. And I don't necessarily have to pull it all the way off. I just need to expose a couple of leads to connect to. But almost disconnected here. Oh, see, we're so close. Come on. And at this point, if I had some flush cutters, yep, see, that's really all I need just to get rid of this, because from here now I can actually take these Now what we're gonna do is tin these little connections here. We're basically just gonna add some solder to them. So when we go to add them to the board, they're gonna flow. So it's a little too much on there, so this is why I can't have nice clothes. But anyways, and I could go directly to the leads on the outside as well, but rework some of that solder. Okay, so there's negative, there's positive, and we just want to make sure it's not touching that other contact. Who's calling? Call you back in a minute. And then this third pin we don't need for anything. We're just gonna rip some of that solder off. Gonna move this positive one over a little bit. It's a little too close to that one for my comfort. So, all right, there we go. That is on there where it needs to be. That is there. This can actually go right back on here. And then we'll just put 2 of the screws in. If I really wanted to, I could throw some hot glue or something in there just to kind of help seal it, but I shouldn't need to. If anything, I might just wrap the cord and tape around it just so it doesn't pull. And now it is a permanent connection on there, but even though it's permanent, we should still be able to charge a battery now. So it's a 5-volt charger, but let's go to here. Oops. Multimeter, go to volts DC, and we'll see if sometimes it has to sense a battery to get a reading, but yep, we got 3.984 volts out of there right now. So we are charging, or having the ability to charge. So that's going to sit on there. I'll leave that for a while, and then we should be able to put it back in this light and good to go. This was the wall adapter for it, which I could have opted to cut this. It has the charging indicator light, but the USB is just going to be a lot more universal for plugging it in places and doing stuff. So, all right, well, that's fixed.